Hello YouTube, welcome back. I'm recording again, part 3 of this session. So where are we? Currently we're in a situation where the mental health of the fortress is in a parlous state. We are in deep trouble. Oh, and I also forgot to do something that I should have done before I started recording, but oh well, you'll get to see it. You don't normally see this, YouTubers. If any of you happen to be, and I suspect you are at this time of night, in the Tacoma area of the Washington State, United States of America, Washington State, not the Washington State, you know what I mean. There's 2 Washington States, DC and just Washington, whatever. If you happen to be in the Tacoma area, you may be interested in visiting Tacoma Games. They sell tabletop role-playing games, collectible card games, board games, polyhedral dice, etc, etc. If that sounds like your kind of thing, hit them up, see what they've got, tell them I sent you. You won't get a discount, but you might get a conversation out of it. I got a mug out of it, so, you know, they've got to be alright, haven't they? They can't be that bad. Right, so where are we? Plug done. Let's get back into the swing of things. So we've got our dwarves slowly crumbling psychologically. We've dealt with the ghost issue by placing memorial slabs, but we haven't dealt with the corpse issue. They're still causing a lot of problems for our dwarves. They're seeing the slowly decaying corpses of their friends and families and suffering for it. We've tried to chuck them in the volcano, but for some reason my dumping order is being ignored. I don't know if I designated the dump pit wrong, or if there's something else going on in the background, but that doesn't seem to be working well. Oh, thank you, Sergeant Indy. Well, you know, you send me a mug. You've got 50 sets of 12d6 coming in. Send me a set. You know what? I'm not going to complain if you send me more stuff, you know, whatever. I mean, if you feel like you've got enough bang for your advertising buck, then feel free to send me some stuff. But don't feel you have to. That's probably going to be quite an expensive set of dice to send. It's like, we've already established it's 6,000 miles between here and where you are. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to complain. Right, where were we? We were talking about corpses. The corpses have not been dealt with. That's an issue. We have, though, found our first cavern layer. I should probably start setting some hotkeys as well. I've literally only got a hotkey to bring me back here to the Scrubby Fortress. The Shittress, if you will. Whoa, wait a second. What's happened to our mechanics workshop? It appears to have been destroyed. Okay, let's replace that. Build workshop. What's the one for a mechanics workshop? Tea, of course. Tea. Why wouldn't it be tea? Where is it? There it is. We'll put it in here with the butcher's shop, just because we can. And we'll make it out of... Got any obsidian knocking around? Of course we have. We embarked on a volcano. We've got obsidian literally falling out of our arses because we breathe in the dust, it accumulates in our bodies, and then gets dropped out as little dark pebbles. That's not actually factual. I don't know if that's how dwarven biology works, but good enough. Good enough. It's a theory. Actually, it's more of a hypothesis, but whatever. So, let's go down and have a look at our cavern layer, see what we can do with that. Past cavern baffle number 1, cavern baffle 2, cavern baffle 3, cavern baffle 4, and then here we go, we've hit this. So we actually penetrated at what appears to be the highest point of the caverns. I'm going to zoom out again so we can actually get a little idea of how big they are. It's not massive, but of course we haven't revealed all of it. So there's a chance that it's actually... Whoa! Scoundrel, wrong buttons. So there's a chance that it's actually bigger. Yeah, okay, so we penetrate there. We can go down a bit further perhaps and head onto this little flat area over here. So we can do stuff down there. It seems fairly fun. It's not too bad. They've got lots of water, so we can build a well to tap that. Yeah, I'm concerned about this area over here. Could be all sorts of tomfoolery going on there, but as long as the cavern baffles get trapped, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's zoom back in a bit. Head back over here. And then head... Actually, let's set a hotkey. Shift H. Oh, hang on. Get out of the building menu. Shift H. Hotkey F2. Zoom here. And we will name it Cavern Layer. Oh, alright then. Just call it Cavern. Bang. There we go. Get out of here, press F1, F2, F1, F2. Good. All is working as it should. Right, let's manually head back up a few floors. I hear chat. What's going on here? Can anyone see that? I don't know how Slack links work. I can see the link. Oh, I'll click on that. Why not? Seeing as it's from somebody I know, I am confident is not going to be trolling the chat. Oh, you got a Tacoma Games Slack. I will bookmark that and deal with it later on. There it is. It's on my hotbar. Close it down for now. Oh, shit. Have I crashed YouTube? No, of course not. Certainly not the whole platform. That would be unlikely. Okay, so where are we? Tantrumers, have you assigned one of those peasants as a miner? Ah, yeah, we only got one miner. That's a very good point. Let's head over to Dwarf Therapist and do a little bit of dwarf therapy, shall we? The game is paused, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we'll read the dwarves, see what we've got. The population has pretty much doubled since the last migration wave. We're on 61 dwarves. I'll sort by nothing, so we don't end up unfairly partitioning. We'll sort them on their mining skill. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. And we see here we've got Fuzzy with 17. He's feeling a lot better as well. He had a tantrum a little while ago, but he's fine now. That's good. Asen here doesn't look too happy, but okay. Right, rather than sorting on mining, we'll sort on their profession. We'll find a peasant and give them the mining skill. Why is this not working? There it is. Okay. Oh, we've got a load of peasants. Fantastic. Do any of them have any skills that might save them or suggest them going into a different career? No. Okay, so in that case, we'll just get the first peasant and enable mining. In fact, you know what? Let's have a spare miner. We'll put 2 miners on so we've got 3, and hopefully these 2 will train up, and if Fuzzy has an accident or something else terrible happens to him, then we'll have backup miners. That's good. By the way, seeing as we're in Dwarf Therapist, if anybody wants a dwarf named after them, now is a good time to mention it. Parker, you wanted a double, didn't you? Do you want one of these miners? Do you want one of those? Oh shit, there's traders. I forgot about the traders. We've got to trade with them. Where are we? Okay, so no one else is saying it. I'm going to give you one of these miners, Parker. It's going to be your sequel. It's going to be Ablel. Ablel, set nickname Parker II. There we go, Parker 2. And we'll commit that change. Bonk. And there we go. We now have, how many namies have we got? 6 people with nicknames. A Party Pooper, Fuzzy Logic, Macho, Parker 2, Firehawk, and Soda. Good. Is there anything else I need to check in Dwarf Therapist while we're here? There was something about tantrumers, wasn't there? Tantrumers. The white teal with black was our 8th choice because a lot of the stuff they said they had in stock they didn't actually have in stock. I tell you what, it is fun looking through the Chessex Dice catalogue, isn't it? I've had a look in there before. Many, many moons ago, I dabbled with the idea of opening a gaming store, but, you know, it's a little bit more hard work than I'm actually capable of. Streaming is about the level I'm capable of. Just about. And I'm not exactly shit hot at this. Anyway, where were we? We've got the nicknames. We're all good. The first, Die Hard. What's Die Hard? Oh, Die Hard Dice. I'm unfamiliar with them. Okay, I have to look into that. I do like a good like D10, you know, the 2D10 D100s. I do like a good one of those because my favourite role-playing system is Call of Cthulhu. And really, that's about the only dice you need. I mean, maybe you need some D6s for character generation, but generally speaking, you need some weapon stuff. But honestly, how often does combat come up in a Call of Cthulhu game where you don't look at the dice in your hand and go, "Why am I rolling these? You're fucked." Because you don't really get into many fights in Call of Cthulhu where it's likely to end up in an actual round of combat. Maybe cultists or some, you know, unexpected altercation, but it's not very often. It doesn't happen very often. By the way, if anybody hasn't checked out a YouTube channel called Into the Darkness, this is just for the people who like Call of Cthulhu. You should check them out. They do tabletop games recorded of Call of Cthulhu, and they've got so many. The ones I've listened to have all been really good. So feel free to go check them out if you like. They are quite good. Anyway, enough sipping at the tea. Let's go back to Dwarf Fortress and actually do some Dwarf Fortressing instead of just sitting here jawing away. Traps. I need some traps in the cavern baffle. This is the one nearest the... this is the one nearest the cavern. So I will say B, capital T, cage trap. Let's pop some cage traps in. I don't know how many we've got. Oh, look at that. We've got 14 of the bastards. Fine. No need to worry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. And as more come through, we'll put more cage traps in. We are going to start using weapon traps a bit later on. That's definitely something I want to do for the main entry hallway that we're building here. Obviously, you can see here we're going to have this all trapped up and then put a little bridge here or something to stop people from just waltzing down through the main entryway. And now we've actually established where the caverns are, we can start digging with a little bit more abandon. So I'm going to build out this floor a bit further. B, capital C, F. Oh, look at that. I'm starting to learn the hotkeys. I'm so cool. I'm such a genius. Right, let's pop that out there. That should be far enough for the floor. We're going to make it all out of obsidian because obsidian is cool. There we go. I should probably start making some obsidian blocks, to be honest, because they're going to make building things much simpler. And once that's done, I'm going to put a bridge in, and then once the bridge is done, we're going to carry on to the other side and start doing some digging. Okay, let's unpause it. Does anybody have any idea of why my corpses aren't being chucked? Let's have a look at the... Here's my my pit/rubbish zone. Oh wait, it's not a garbage dump. What? Huh? Huh? Huh. Okay. What's the deal here? What's the deal? What's the deal? Why is that not a D? Holy shit. This could be it. Those corpses might start flying into the magma. Come on, somebody run out of the... Oh, the traders! Shit! There we go, we've done it. Let's trade. Oh, panic over. So, we've got a lot of trade value here in spiked wooden balls. Let's see what they brought, if there's anything of interest. They've got some bars. I will buy those just for the sake of not having to smelt stuff. There we go. We're not going to buy any gems. They're not much use to us. We haven't got any stuff to work with glass, so that's not really worth it. Clay likewise. Wood is not an issue. We have an absolute abundance of trees. I should use the page down key instead of the arrow key. That's going to make things a damn sight quicker. Ropes, water skins. Ah, musical instruments. Always good. So this is an ithril. What is an ithril? Tell me more. 920, that's expensive for a musical instrument. This is an earthenware ithril. The drum is made from earthenware. The stand is made from stibnite. The head is made from giant weasel leather. This object is adorned with hanging rings of well-crafted indigo tourmaline. On the item is a well-designed image of a pear-cut gem in black bronze. The ithril is a mid-sized stationary percussion instrument. It consists of an hourglass ceramic drum with a leather head which rests on a stone stand. The musician strikes the head. The instrument has a 1-octave range going from a mid-high to a high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has an evolving, strong, warm timbre. An evolving timbre on a drum. Evolving suggests change over time to me, which is, I think, pretty difficult to manage with a drum. Because you dunk, dunk. Maybe it goes dunk. Evolving, strong and warm. So it's got a element to it. That's the evolution. Strong has to be pretty strident. So and then warm. So that's the sound I'm imagining from an ithril. Just in case anyone was wondering what was happening there. Let's buy it. Why not? And we'll look at the leopard bone godan. A godan sounds like a kaiju. Let's have a look and see what that is. This is a leopard bone godan. The drums are made from leopard bone. The stand is made from bronze. The heads are made from white stork leather. The mallets are made from green glass. This object menaces with spikes of well-crafted aquamarine. The godan is a large stationary percussion instrument. It consists of 5 hourglass bone drums with leather heads, which rest on a metal stand. The musician strikes the heads with glass mallets. The instrument has a 1-octave range going from a mid-high to a high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has a ringing timbre, so sort of like a... That's the kind of music I'm imagining that would come from a godan. We'll buy it. Let's buy it. An ithru. Did we see the ithru last time? Is that a musical instrument we've seen before? Percussion instrument? I don't think we've seen this. This is an earthenware ithru. The drum is made from earthenware. The stand is made from native gold. The head is made from wolf leather, one of the cooler leathers. The ithru is a mid-sized stationary percussion instrument. Excuse me. It consists of an hourglass ceramic drum with a leather head which rests on a stone stand. The musician strikes the head. The instrument has a 1-octave range going from a mid-high to a high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has an evolving, strong, warm timbre. It's the same as the other one. A something along those lines. We'll also buy that. Oh no, we have seen it's the second ithru. How about an earthenware uki? Uki! Let's check chat first though. Let's have a little look. Best items to trade I've found are roasts. Ooh, nice. Oh, and hello, Perilous 3D. Apologies for missing you there in chat earlier. Thanks for joining us. I like how you have the perspective of your cam set. Did you make it intentional that your eyes track your attention on the screen? It was a happy accident that I discovered. Sometimes I mirror the camera to get that. But in this instance, it just happens to be that way. It wouldn't be that way if, say, I was sat, if I had the camera on the other side. It's just the way I've set things up tonight happens to be good like that. It's nice. One of the problems of being a parent in a relatively small house trying to stream is that you can't just leave the computer out. We don't have an office or a space to have it permanently. Normally it sits at the end of my bed, so every time I do a stream, I bring it downstairs, I set it up, I wait for the kids to go to bed and other half to go to bed, and then I can stream in the night kind of thing. But God, it's difficult to try and find time for it. Where are we going? Largish meals? Lavish. That's good, yes. Yeah, no, I've found that meals do make a good trading item, but they're a little bit down the line from spiked wooden balls. I find you can go straight from the beginning, chop down some trees, get someone making spiked wooden balls, and bang, you're good for trading. You've got no problems trading for stuff from the very get-go. Whereas meals certainly do end up with higher absolute values, but you have to train up a chef to get there. And maybe you can bring a chef. Sorry, I'm just undoing my belt here. My button is actually digging into my stomach. It's painful. But yes. Yeah, once you've got them all trained up, they are absolutely fantastic. It sucks these are all world specific. I can never imagine the sound of mine confidently. No musical talent. Well, don't mistake what I just did for musical talent there. That's perhaps applying too much praise. Let's have a look. You're so good at it, that transcends a happy accident. I would say I've been streaming for literally years to a small audience, and I enjoy fiddling with my OBS setup, so it ends up, I like playing with it. This kind of stuff is all very, it's fun to do, and when it works, you're like, success, it works. Wooden shields are good as a starter as well, says Matt Show. I've never really dabbled in shields. I mean, as long-term viewers will know, my military game in Dwarf Fortress is weak AF. It's not great. It's, in fact, terrible. Anyway, let's get back to the uki. This is a finely crafted earthenware uki. The uki is a mid-sized handheld wind instrument consisting of 2 adjacent cylindrical ceramic pipes. The musician blows into the fipple at the end of each pipe. The instrument has a 3-octave range going from a mid-low to a high pitch. The instrument has a quavering, raucous timbre. See, the word quavering and the word raucous don't really work together for me. They seem like kind of opposed things. Like, quavering is, oh no, and raucous is, so, how do we do a quavering and raucous timbre? That's as best I can manage there. I'm not so good with the wind instruments. Drums, it turns out, I'm actually not that bad at imagining the sound of. But wind instruments, difficult. There's another earthenware uki for a significantly lower price. Let's buy that anyway. And now we're down into the toys. I don't think I want any of this. Do I want any of the caged animals? Donkey, buck rabbit, alpaca, ewe. No, I don't want any of that. Let's buy some Longland beer. Interesting. Kaniwa beer. I don't know what Kaniwa beer is. Kaniwa presumably is a plant of some kind. Shall I buy their barrels as well? It's probably sensible, right? Yeah, let's do it. And let's not buy the ones that are full, although I do have a soft spot for venom barrels. I know there's no practical use for them, but the idea of somebody milking millions of honeybees to get a barrel full of bee venom does make me feel good. So we're going to buy that anyway. Beetroot wine, I'm presuming, not beetroot win barrel. A beetroot win. What would that be? Cherry barrel. Wine barrel, sure. Buckets. Do I need buckets? You know what? Fuck it. Let's buy a bucket or two. Copper two-handed sword. I don't think we're going to have much use for that. Copper pick. It's expensive, but then again, we're only spending $3,000 so far. Let's just splash out. Go crazy. Let's get some picks. We've got 2 fresh miners. They need some equipment, don't they? I did bring a buttload of crossbows, so we don't need to worry about those too much. Training swords. You can stick those up your arse. I'm not using wooden swords. What do you think I am? Some kind of knife-eared wanker? No. Great axes, mauls, morning stars, training axes, silver spears, copper whips. Surely that's a chain. Breastplates. I hear chat going crazy. I'll check you out in a second. I'm not going to ignore you. I'm just having a little look down here to see if there's anything truly glorious. Gauntlets, bags of sand, asparagus seeds. You know what? We'll buy seeds and stuff because they're fairly useful. A panda leather bag. If only it was the weir panda. Those bastards are causing me all sorts of grief. A peas bag. Presumably full of peas. We'll buy it. We'll see what happens there. Alpaca leather, birchen chest, hemp bags, cloth bins, leather bins. We don't need more cloth and leather. We've got loads of that. Anything here? Anything here? No. It's all fairly standard, boring, mundane stuff. Gurnt Fergen of a Guntgul Munster. Gurnt Fergen of a Guntgul Munster. I'm assuming it's a something figurine of a... Well, let's have a look. A Gila monster. Maybe a Gila monster. Granite figurine of a giant Gila monster. Called it. Let's have a little look at it, seeing as I've gone in here now. This is a well-crafted granite figurine of a giant Gila monster. The item is an image of a giant Gila monster in granite. Well, that's a lovely little recursive description, isn't it? Copper bolts. We've got a load of bolts, but you know what? Let's just buy them. Sod it. We're rich. We can afford it. Silver bolts, yeah. Iron bolts, yeah. Bronze arrows, no. A moose hoof crown. Is that similar to a camel toe hat? Let's have a little look. This is a moose hoof crown. It is encircled with bands of well-crafted briolet-cut red tourmalines. This object is adorned with hanging rings of grizzly bear bone. How do you know it's grizzly bear bone just by looking at it? Does it have some kind of certificate of authenticity, or are grizzly bear bones particularly distinct in the bone milieu? Is that how it works? Do I want to buy these anvils? What the hell? Oh, okay, it's a kunzite cabochon. Okay, $1,000. Very expensive. Here's the food. Let's buy all these prepared spleens, intestines, jaguar meat, etc., etc. Trout, char, pond turtle. Excuse my hiccuping and burping. Those of you who are new to the stream, you'll have to get used to that. It does seem to happen quite a lot. Maybe it's something to do with the way I talk or drink. I don't know. Cranberries, blueberries, capers. Oh, hang on. We've gone into the yarn. Well, I don't bother deselecting it. We've still got the cash for it. Large cat leather trousers. Presumably it's leather from a cat rather than leather trousers for a cat. I imagine it would be difficult to get a cat into leather trousers. I mean, they've got to be hard to dress as it is, but leather is an awkward material, right? That's why. At least that's how I envision it being. You know, I've never tried to get a cat into clothes, so I don't feel like it's probably the kindest thing to do to them, but I can't imagine it being easy. Leather backpacks, quivers, serrated copper discs, iron spikes, cheeses. Let's buy some cheese. Why not? Cheese grommet. Cow cheese. We should just call it standard cheese. Quotidian cheese. Donkey cheese, pig cheese, yak cheese. There's some splints, don't really need those. Copper ite blowpipe, obsidian spatnon. God, I want to get a spatnon. That is a beautiful name for an instrument. Ah, and now the books. Laws, My Life, a copy thereof, worth 660. This is a well-crafted giant blue jay parchment scroll. It is decorated with mule bone. The rollers are made from microcline. This object is adorned with hanging rings of electrum. On the item is a finely designed image of cranberry vines in yakhorn. Written on the item is a manual entitled Laws, My Life, authored by Mazami Cleandive. It concerns law, its forms and recommendations. The writing indulges the author's every whim. Overall, the prose is passable. Let's buy it. I love a good book. Let's have that in there. Let's have a look at chat as well to make sure I haven't missed any obvious things that were in there that I should have bought. I deserve more streaming attention. Oh, thank you. I don't know about deserve. I'd like it, but, not too much. I don't think I'd want to be like one of the guys with 10, 15,000 people watching. That's just awkward. Your chat goes by too fast. But, a couple of hundred would be nice. Enough to sort of get a part-time job and do this would be cool. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come on, if I'm at this stage after 6 years, it's not exactly looking good, is it, for the success? Anyway, meditation on animal DT. Oh, actually, let's catch down. Let's have a look down here. Venom milking is a real industry in a lot of places. I do know that, actually. I am aware of the need for snake venoms for antidotes and stuff like that. People keep and breed poisonous snakes in order to extract their venom. They have like little jars with a rubber top on, and then you push the snake's fangs through the rubber top, and it goes and squirts all the venom in. Very interesting. Very interesting. If a little bit of a hair-raising job, I don't think I would be able to do that. I'm not particularly scared of snakes. I don't have like a phobia about snakes or anything. They have lots of bones. They're mostly ribs. But that's going to be confusing to anyone who wasn't here earlier. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I still think poisonous snakes give me the heebie-jeebies. I'm not exactly down to fuck with cobras. That sounds like problems. My favourite game is trying to read those damn abbreviations. Well, if you zoom in and out at the right level at the first dimension, actually, can we? Da 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 da. Can you guys still read that? We don't know more abbreviations. Very nice. Anyway, a meditation on animal diets. Interesting thing to meditate on. This is a cap parchment scroll. The rollers are made from sandstone. Written on the item is a manual entitled A Meditation on Animal Diets, authored by Amala Cherish Jewels. It concerns the foraging behaviour and diet of creatures. The writing is completely serious, and it contains some asides related to the author's preferences. Overall, the prose is masterful. Let's get that one in the collection then. We'll have to start a library soon. And a phyllite-bound codex. What could be written inside? It's worth 130. This is a well-crafted phyllite-bound codex. It is decorated with Sagaro ribwood. The written portion consists of an 18-page essay entitled Do You Know Independence?, authored by Amayi Beach Season. It concerns nuances of independence. The writing is clear evidence of a compassionate being, and it is reasonably serious. Overall, the prose is masterful. Normally, we don't get particularly masterfully written books coming through from trading, but this time, 3 good ones. Oh, I apologise, we've got some more to look at. A Railgar-bound codex. 210. This is a Railgar-bound codex. The written portion consists of a 1-page manual entitled Factual Year, authored by Cathari Natural Styles. It concerns the relationship between the lunar and solar year. The writing artfully indulges the author's fancies. Overall, the prose is masterful, and once again, it enters the collection. A basalt-bound codex. Ooh, I pressed B for some reason. I was so taken with the word basalt that instead of V, I pressed B. This is a basalt-bound codex. It is encrusted with oval graphite cabochons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of pig bone. The written portion consists of a 1-page manual entitled The Future of Lamination, authored by Urgad Tugged Curls. It concerns the use of lamination. The writing has a very serious tone, and it gives a feeling of compassion here and there. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. That's the quality of book we normally get. how do you express compassion on the subject of lamination in one page? I cannot bear the suffering of all those who have besmirched their pornography with their horrible ribbons of love. Ugh. Sorry. What did I do? That's disgusting. Okay. Let's look at another book. We'll buy it anyway, but I feel like I've soured the mood somewhat, and perhaps we should move on. The Yak Parchment Scroll. Let's have a look at chat. See if that cleanses the palate. Let's have a little look. Haven't you seen Shrek? They're more like boots. What? Gotta scroll up chat a bit. I've missed that. Missed the context for that one. It's gonna involve too much scrolling up chat. I apologise for missing that one, but hey, never mind. 1,500 sounds insane, but getting like 200, you have a chat that's still sane, you've got enough subs. Exactly. It's all good. I mean, even the people who make a living off of Twitch don't make a fantastic living. I mean, I would never expect to strike it rich on Twitch. But, because if you can get enough money to sustain yourself on a part-time job, I could definitely stream a shitload more. And it'll be a damn sight easier to justify to my girlfriend. She would be a lot less upset with all the time I spend doing it. Fun fact, snakes actually have really small tails. Okay, Macho's bamboozled by looking at a bottle. I think he may have finished the contents of that bottle by the sound of it. Enjoy. Their body is all torso regarding snakes, says science. Interesting. I knew they weren't all tail. I knew that much, but I didn't realise it was just a tiny bit at the end. The book names are fantastic. To be honest, anytime you get good RNG, it tends to come up with some good stuff in any game. As a kid, one of my favourite games, my first computer was something called a VIC-20 made by Commodore, which I inherited from my uncle. And you had to either play the games off of a cassette, or you had to actually type them in line by line using the integrated keyboard on the computer. And there was one game which was basically a Mad Lib generator. You had you gave it a list of verbs, a list of names, a list of nouns, and all this kind of stuff, and it would just generate funny stuff. And I spent days coming up with enormous lists. I filled all of the memory. Admittedly, the memory was measured in kilobytes, but I filled all of the memory on my computer with just lists of words. And I remember falling around laughing when it said, yesterday the Queen ate her wellies. And as like a 7 or 8 year old, I was like, oh, that's so funny. Oh my God, I'm committing treason. But, that's how it goes sometimes. Sorry, I'm just about to catch up with chat and then we'll get back to looking at the books. My chef is cooking a masterpiece, says Macho, non-stop. Get ready for the goblin bird. Cord. Was that an autocorrect? Are you on your phone or is that just a typo? Goblin stuffed turkey. I mean, it's not what you think. It's not very Christmassy. That's all I can say. I mean, the turkey's still alive and the goblin ain't going to eat it. Not in the way that you're expecting. Oh God, I've got to stop this. I'm on a weird, perverse bent. Hello, Dwarf Pilot. Welcome back. Just got here from Reddit. Where are you? That's a very good question. Sometimes I'm not entirely sure myself. You're currently in the Fortress of Cryptbeards. Well, metaphorically in the Fortress of Cryptbeards, obviously not physically. And we're currently trading with some humans and looking at books. But now I've caught up with chat, we can get back to actually looking at them and see what's going on. Did someone follow? Thank you very much, Jack Bandit. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Actually, no, that was 3 days ago. Sorry, Dwarf Pilot, thank you very much for following. Oh, and Mazuka, thank you very much for following also. And a Party Pooper, although didn't I follow thank you earlier? Doesn't matter, that was 2 hours ago. And Perilous 3D, thank you also very much for the follow. I've turned the sound effect off, so I often don't notice when people follow. I apologise if I've missed you, but I do have an activity feed here which will allow me to catch up if I do miss it. Anyway. Where were we? Phone autocorrect. Yeah, autocorrect can be a real bastard sometimes. Technically it is the Fortress of Cryptbears, but that's only because I couldn't find the word beards as part of the naming system, so I went for bears instead, so if you read it quickly, it's kind of right. Anyway, enough. Let's look at this book. What have we got here? A yak parchment sheet worth 50. Oh, boo, it's just a sheet. Oh, I thought it was another codex. Oh well, we're all good. How much is the trade worth? 9 and a bit grand. Okie dokie. In that case, let's sell some spiked wooden balls. How much is this worth? 5 grand already. Let's not sell the whole bin. I want to keep the bin. Wooden short swords, they can fuck right off. We don't want to keep those. What are we going to use those for? Toothpicks? Have I been making these? Oh, wait. No, are these... Somebody said these were obsidian swords. They're just being named after the handle material. Nope. Nope. Doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, let's get rid of all those. 7 grand, 9 grand. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. Spiked wooden balls. Spiked ashen ball. Okay, the trader's making 2 grand profit now. I think they'll accept that, won't they? Why not? Let's see. Press T to see if they'll trade. Are you sure you want to trade the selected goods? Yes. Connie seems pleased with the trading. Excellent news. Right, let's get out of here and give all the new viewers let me just check the view count. I know it's inadvisable, but holy shit. Okay. Let's give all the new viewers a little tour. So, I'll pause it quickly. Sorry to the YouTube people who are watching this, because obviously you've seen this tour multiple times, as have any of the regulars, but whatever. We're going to zoom out and take a look at where we are. Also, if anyone's interested, I do have a link to a Google Drive where you can download the initial embark of this fortress and the state of the fortress at the end of last session, which was Monday. So if you're interested in that, feel free. In fact, if anyone has that link in chat, feel free to post it now so I don't have to go and faff around looking for it. Year 2. That's a good point. I think we started in 1050, so yes, 1052. We're 2 years in now. Anyway, here's the embark. Traditionally, I always pick volcano embark sites. I generate my map specially so I can get volcanoes, just because I love not having to do the whole wood to charcoal thing. So this whole top side of the map here is a volcano leading into a mountain range down here. And then as we go down here, we have a temperate broadleaf biome. Which goes all the way down the side of the hill to this little flat bit here, where we have a brook or a river. What is it, a brook or a river? One of the two. So we've got a nice selection of biomes. We've got wood, we've got water, we've got magma, obviously. I don't know if we've had a freezing season. Have we noticed any freezing? I don't come down this bit very often to take a look, so we may have had stuff freeze before, but I'm not sure. Anyway, now we've got a little look at the lay of the land. Let's zoom in and take a look at the starter fortress. This is just my foothold in the mountain, where we're just getting enough stuff together that we can think about developing a proper fortress. We've obviously got a trading area. We've got somewhere training our Marks dwarves. If anybody knows why my Marks dwarves are only using one target and not spreading out and doing training otherwise, let me know. I'd be very keen to hear about that. We've got some stockpiles, food stockpile, gem cutter's workshop, just because a guy turned up who could do really good gem cutting, crafts dwarf workshop, mason, makes stuff out of wood. Why do birds carpenter? Yeah, carpenter. Oh man, why did I do that? I could have started reeling off the films of John Carpenter. That would have been much cooler. Never mind. If anyone hasn't seen In the Mouth of Madness, I highly recommend it. It's part of his Apocalypse trilogy. All pretty decent films, as I remember, though I haven't seen some of them since the 90s, so I may have... my opinion might have changed, but I don't know that. Of course, we've got a dormitory. We've got 3 offices, one for the broker, one for the manager, one for the bookkeeper. And here we have a 1 table, 1 chair dining room, which is literally just there to get people in when they arrive as migrants. And we've got a mechanics workshop and a butcher's workshop, or a butchery. Whatever. And then if we go down a floor, which can be accessed here. Oh, hang on, sorry. Using the mouse pointer with the offset. There you go. There. If we go down a floor, you'll see we've got our farm here growing plump helmets. Still attempting to make plump helmet wine or whatever, presumably. Well, it's a still. Plump helmet brandy? Maybe. And over here we have our magma forge, which was constructed in a bit of a hurry because we had someone with a mood and we didn't want them going nuts. So that's that. Back to the surface quickly. The last thing to show you all is the entry to the fortress proper, which should eventually get built, where we have this wide corridor coming in here, leading over a bridge over the magma in the volcano cone, and we're also going to put a drawbridge here, maybe also here, I don't know, so if anyone comes along they have to be diverted down a tunnel, which I intend to fill with weapon traps. So there you go, there's the basic lay of the land and what's going on. Oh my god, I've been recording for 40 minutes again. We're nearly at the end of the YouTube video. However, maybe I'll just let it run on because it's 1:30 in the morning here and I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stream for. I feel okay now, but you know when the tiredness hits you in the middle of the night, it can be a little bit sudden. So we'll see what happens. Oh, here we go. A little bit of knowledge dropping in chat. Dwarf Pilot says, from the wiki, only one soldier can use an archery target at a time. This means that if you have multiple targets next to each other, you must designate training grounds for each of them, or only one will be used at a time. This is why our archers are shit. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to get around to actually fixing that this session, but now that I know, it's highly likely that it will get done next time. Locals breached an ancient Indian alien burial ground and got possessed. Hang on a minute, science. Let me just scroll up here. Carpenter is a weird director. He is weird, but when he was good, he was great. And towards the end of his career, he did make a few duds. In my opinion, his last great movie was In the Mouth of Madness. Everything after that got a bit sketchy. But, I mean, let's look at the real classics in his canon. Escape from New York, Precinct 13, the Attack on Precinct 13, is that what it's called? Whatever, Precinct 13, In the Mouth of Madness, Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, the man made some absolute gold. I mean, if you haven't seen any of those movies, I really recommend all of them. The Thing! The fucking Thing! He made The Thing! Literally one of the best horror movies ever made. I mean, I don't know if I prefer The Thing or Alien. They're that close. They're that close. And to be honest, if I look at the canon of John Carpenter versus the canon of Blade Runner guy. Oh, come on. Alien, Blade Runner, Black Hawk Down. Oh, fuck. You know, that director. If I compare the two canons, I think I lean towards Carpenter. I mean, sure. The other guy, whose name I can't remember for some reason, he's done some good stuff. Very good stuff. But overall, I think it goes to Carpenter. All designated targets must be designated as closed rooms, says Macho. Oh, okay, so that's going to be a little bit more work. We have to put walls between them. That's not too bad though. We can manage that. We can manage that. Shouldn't be a problem. Hello, Unib Rovodkalan Ruthera. Welcome to the stream. That's a very dwarfy name. Very dwarfy name. Is that is that your true name or is that an applied?
Just a
moniker?
long time lurker. Thanks for all the stories.
Thank you very much, Eli 8. Much appreciated. Taking advantage of the old September, eh? Good move, good move. Of course, do not feel pressured to continue that sub once it goes up to full price. That you feel free to not renew. But thank you very much nonetheless for what you've done there. Much appreciated. You now get access to the channel emote. Oh wow, look at that, I'm going to break it out. Here it comes. Boom! There you go, there's the channel emote. How exciting. You can use that anywhere you like on Twitch. Ridley Scott, that's the guy. Ridley Scott, yeah. I mean, he's responsible for some great movies as well. I mean, just Blade Runner and Alien alone are fantastic. But, you know, I don't think it can... I mean, if you take Blade Runner and Alien and then compare it to The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China, I know they're kind of disparate types of movies, but you know, every time it goes to Carpenter. Sorry, Ridley. Sorry, Mr. Scott. I do apologise. It's a nice dwarf name. Oh, good. Good. Well, I'm glad. It's good to be dwarfy. It's good to be dwarfy. So where are we? They don't have to be whole rooms. You just have to establish them that way so that when your designation growth... Oh, okay. So they can't... You just have to make them the X's that make the room up. Yeah, I get you. And thank you very much again, Eli. Much appreciated. I have noticed your name in chat before, actually, and due to your lurking silence, I did occasionally wonder if you were a bot, but it's very gratifying to know that you're not a bot. That could have been made into a poem. I could have rhymed that, but I fluffed it. No, well, never mind. Okay, so maybe I should just do that now. Can I just designate these doodads as rooms now? Let's give it a go. Let's look at this one. So click on that. Right, okay. So, resize room. Can we... Ah, shit, we can't. So basically, I can get 2 archery targets in here. Ish. Is there any way to make this rather than just a square? All right, well, we'll leave it as this for now. We'll leave it as this for now, and then I'll have to just rebuild the whole thing because honestly, it's not up to scratch. It's not up to snuff, as it were. Up to snuff. There's a very odd phrase there. Why? I mean, why would you measure something's quality or value against tobacco snorted up the nose? Doesn't make much sense to me as far as I can say. Oh, thanks for the sub as well, Science. Much appreciated. Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, September. That's right. I didn't even know it was September until like the 18th, till like last stream when Bergendorf mentioned it. I was like, oh, I'm a bit out of the loop on Twitch stuff. But hey, it's all good, isn't it? The rooms have to be large enough to stand away from the targets and shoot, but I think they can overlap. Ah. Live targets are better for archers, says Unib. That's true. That's true. Oh, thank you very much, Perilous 3D as well. Oh my god. It's like a sub-avalanche. A subnami? I think a subnami works better than a sub-avalanche, doesn't it? That's a very clunky word. What other natural disasters could we liken to a flurry of subs coming in? A subnado? A subquake? A sub-flood? A subblood? That doesn't work. Floods don't work. I mean, obviously they work, they happen, but, you know, whatever. Captured goblins ASAP is always the way to go. Well, we don't have any captures yet. Don't worry, Sergeant Indy. You sent me a mug. You don't ever have to sub. You gave me a physical object. I mean, that's going above and beyond the Call of Duty. Not that watching this is a duty. That would be weird, wouldn't it? Imagine there is somebody, there's like a Chinese like government employee who's being paid to monitor the internet's like the things going on Twitch, and it's his job to monitor the Dwarf Fortress streams, and he is actually watching this as an exercise of duty. Hello, if you're there, by the way. I mean, obviously you might not be there. You could be entirely a figment of my imagination. But if you are there, hello. Hopefully this is a better part of your job. Probably not. He's probably sitting there looking at me going, what is this decadent Westerner up to? How dare he play this game without the permission of the Chinese state? Grrr! Don't worry. I'm not going to do anything terrible. I'm not going to start talking about Tiananmen Square or Hong Kong. Nonsense. Why would I do that? It's going to alienate a huge portion of a potential audience. This is getting dangerous. I'm going to find myself bummed into a murder van. Okay, let's keep reading chat. Sorry for the distraction here. We will actually get some gameplay at some point. Honestly, it will happen. I promise. You should finish the tour. Well, actually, Perilous 3D, I think I've actually finished the tour. Oh, no, sorry. There is a little bit more to the tour. You're right, actually. There is a little bit more. I don't think pigs need pasture. We've had this come up before, and I think pigs are the ones that don't need it, because you can put them in caverns without any moss growing underneath them. So I think that's right. I could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. Actually, designating desired dwarfs as hunters seems to train archery pretty damn good. That's not a bad idea. We could make them hunters in their off time and then just not have them training constantly, because if there's only one target available to them, then having them training on that is going to be a little bit iffy. It's not going to work great. Would I have to ban myself if I post the copy pasta? Well, I don't know. Depends what particular copy pasta you're going to copy past. But I don't think can you ban yourself? See if you can give yourself a ban. Like, don't do like a permanent ban. That's going to be a bad idea. Can you ban yourself for like 20 seconds, 2 minutes or something? This is where the science is. Can a mod ban themselves on Twitch? Let's find out. This could go horribly wrong. This could go horribly wrong. No problem, Parker. You go take a break. I can't guarantee I'll still be here. I've been going for almost 3 hours now, so we're pushing up against pushing up against bedtime, frankly. But we'll see what happens. Pigs do not need pasture, confirms Dwarf Pilot and Perilous 3D. There we go. There we go. The hunter uniform overrides the military one. Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, enough. I'm staring at chat for too long. Oh, no, another chat message. Oh, in that case, I think if you right click on the name. Yeah. Ban. Oh my god, there's like a slider. You can delete, purge, ban for a minute to just a permaban. The longest one before a permaban is 13 days. I've literally never banned anyone on Twitch. I've never had to. I think that comes from the kind of games I'm playing and the petite nature of my audience as well. I mean, I've seen streams with a lot of people in, and you get some troublemakers in there. Not the kind of crowd that Dwarf Fortress brings in. No, not at all. Right, we're going to start that playlist one more time. And also, I'm going to try designating these archery ranges as separate rooms, but overlapping. We'll see how it works. Okay, Vessels of Mortification. You train in here. Good. Escape done. Let's try this one as well. Make an archery range. Excuse my belching again. Enter. T for train. And that one. R. T for train. And then the final one. R. T for train. Okay, we'll see if this works. We'll resume it and see if they all spread out and start actually training rather than just clustering around that one spot and shooting bolts at things. Do I need to reclaim a load of bolts? That might be a thing. It doesn't look like there's a huge amount down here. D, B, C. C for reclaim. And then we click that there. Go across here and reclaim whatever is in there. What if I click on here? Will that tell me what's in here? Oh! Need to go down a floor? No? Okay, apparently clicking my mouse there has... Oh, it's gone. Oh, and somebody's already reclaimed it. Whatever. The archery thing doesn't seem to have worked. What are these on the floor here? Little piles of something. Cobaltite. With a B. Nope, it's not that. Okay, let's not focus on this too long because I'll be able to do a little bit of reading between sessions that might actually develop things a bit better. You can't time out yourself. I do have the buttons to ban everyone else now that I've refreshed though. Oh, don't let the power go to your head. Be careful. That is true. That is true. It is once you go over a certain level of things. Just, even the people who aren't terrible will do something that sparks someone else on. Just the nature of the way things go. You're quite right, Science. Sergeant Indy, you're quite right. Did I assign the targets and they may have to cycle through to other military actions? Okay. I think I did assign the targets, yeah. Yeah, look, Vessels of Mortification and their training there. Shoot from left to right? What in the name of giddy fucking is going on? Right, shoot bottom to top. Here we go. Okay, here we go. There we go. If I activate the squad, Vessels of Mortification, just move out here into the main gateway. There we go. Bingo. And then get them again and cancel station. Right, now will they start training properly? Come on, boys. You can do it. Well, boys and girls. Girls and boys. Burls and goys. No? Does anybody remember Burlgoy from Terrorhawks? Does anyone remember that, Terrorhawks? As a child, Terrorhawks genuinely terrified me. Look at this, they're actually training. Only on 2 of the targets, but it's better than they were before. So that's good. Oh, hello. Oh, I can smell progress. Sweet, sweet progress. Very nice. Are they in the same squad? They are. Yes, they are. It's all good. Oh, excuse me. I'm just going to have to stretch my leg. Oh, I've been sitting cross-legged on the floor. I have buttocks that you could use to measure level surfaces to laser accuracy right now, which is intriguing because I'm sitting on a carpet, so I don't know how my arse has got quite that flat. Oh, and my knees are killing me. Oof. It is working by the looks of things. It look like more than one dwarf is training at a time, and I'm seeing like bolts flying, so that's good. That's very good. Very good indeed. And we've run out of bloody barrels again. JMQ, give me more barrels. Give me some wooden barrels, please. Could I have 50? There we go. We're probably going to have to cut down some trees as well. We never made those pots, did we? Was it pots? Pots. It was pots. JMQ, POTS. Oh, no. Just singular. Pot. I like rock pots. And give me 25. I don't really know what numbers are sensible, but... Oh, I know. I've got orders in. Oh, no. Cancel. Cancel. They're already making rock pots. What? Oh, R for remove. Okay. They've got 47 of 50 doors left to make. This is all getting done very slowly, but I suppose we do only have one mason and one workshop. Are those traders still there? Oh, I've had it paused for ages, haven't I? That makes sense. Okay, so what are we doing? What's our next stage of progress? Well, they're building the bridge across the magma. That's good. Am I overlooking the need for supports? Oh, God, reindeers, donkeys, alpacas, rams and ewes. You know what? I said I wasn't going to do it before, but I am going to set a pasture. Oh, I should have put the corpse stockpile down here. Okay. Oh, wait, they haven't started dumping things. Why are the corpses not going in the stock? Anyway, we need a zone. We need a pasture zone, and I'm going to make that here, I suppose. Yeah, this seems like a good enough place for pasture. I know the ground is brown, which doesn't normally indicate good pasture, but it's outdoors. And honestly, I don't really care if any of these animals do starve to death. So let's get them in there. Boar, turkey, ewe. There we go. Ewe. Actually, I can sort by. There we go. Let's get the grazers in there. Ram, reindeer, alpaca, donkey, reindeer. Bang! There you go. Stop complaining about your lack of food. Or you'll be butchered. How's that for an ultimatum? How's that? Okay, where are we now? The bridge is getting done. I don't want to set up another designation for building yet. I can't wait till we get through here and then we can finally just get on with digging the fortress proper. I've always... Like, before I started streaming, I did a lot of fortresses where I would send in, and sorry for repeating this story for those of you who are regulars, but I always used to send in a group of 7 miners, dig out the fortress, and then abandon and reclaim, just because it was a cool thing to do. I enjoyed it. And then one of the first streams I did where I started doing the volcano embarks, oh, here we go, another tantrum. I found out that if you reclaim a site with a volcano, the bloody thing erupts and just lava goes all over your bloody map. It's a right pain in the arse, but I have read up on it more recently, and I think if you cap off the volcano cone with floor, you can prevent it from overflowing and flooding your entire map. So maybe I'll give that a go in Cryptbeards 20. We'll see. I can't believe we're already on to number 19. How long have I been streaming Dwarf Fortress on and off? It's insane. So have the Urist rears showed up yet? We've had dwarves come and trade, if that's what you're meaning. But we've not had any nobility or stuff like that yet. I don't think we have anyway, I'm not entirely sure. I don't have quite the handle on my fortress that someone like Krugsmash might. Or there's a guy who streams Dwarf Fortress at the moment called Blind IRL. He's pretty good. And also check out Cupo. Cupo's good. His fortresses always look gorgeous. He makes them look fantastic. Well worth a watch. In fact, if he's streaming like when I finish, we'll raid him. Let me just go and quickly look and see who's, because I am coming towards the end of the stream. Oh, migrants. So it's worth looking to see who we've got to raid. It says there are 5 people watching Dwarf Fortress, but I literally have 30 more people than that watching now. We've got 2 options for our raid. Now, I don't know... Oh, hello, Onion Knight. Hello, you bearded bastards. Oh, I can't do it quite like he does it. Ah, he's good, isn't he? He is good. You gotta love Krug Smash. He's putting in a lot of effort, and I'm genuinely hoping he's getting rewarded for it, because... I mean, if he isn't, then the world is a sad and hollow place and it should be burned to the ground. And then the ashes should probably be scattered into a black hole. Anyway, that's a bit dark, wasn't it, all of a sudden? Let's have a little look. Looking at your Fort Happiness, you better pour Magna on that corpse pile rather than move it. That's true. That's true. We probably should deal with those corpses as a matter of urgency, but I've left them for so long now. I mean... Oh, and by the way, Onion Knight, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Oh, come on, scoundrel. You know the quote. Oh, wait, no. Are you the Onion Knight from Game of Thrones or the Onion Knight with the onion helm from Dark Souls? That's an important distinction that needs making. Because, you know, if I go, that might just make you go, what? What? Whereas if I go, no fingers, that would make more sense. You don't know. You don't know. Final Fantasy? Oh my god, there's a 3rd Onion Knight I never knew about. I never knew about that. Sergeant Indy, I've got the DS Onion Knight and Solaire of Astora on the back of my car. Very nice. Very nice. Sorry, where were we? Got distracted there. You know, I've never played a Final Fantasy. People tell me they're great, but I've never really bitten down on the JRPG thing. Never really called to me as such. Never really actually got into it. Maybe I should at some point. Maybe I should, but we'll see. We'll see. There we go. Sorry, where was I? Yes, if anybody knows any of the Dwarf Fortress guys who are streaming at the moment and can endorse them or recommend me raiding them, I'm gonna raid one of them. Feel free to do so. Or if anybody wants to go and check if they're cool, I mean, that's all cool as well. Feel free. But when we finish, we are going to do a raid. So we'll see what happens. I think if we all go, whoever gets it, they've both got 3 viewers apiece, are going to be pretty fucking chuffed. Because, I mean, I've never had this many viewers and I'm feeling pretty fucking smug about it. I can tell you. I can tell you. Check that last link for the dice. I think you missed it last time. Oh, okay, let's have a little look. Have a little look at Sergeant Indy's new exciting dice. Oh, hang on. No, that's a Nightbot link. How long ago was that? Oh, duh, there it is. Oh, they are nice. They are very nice. If anyone hasn't had a look at it, take a look at those dice. That's Sergeant Indy's store, Tacoma Games. They've got their own branded dice. Very exciting. I like the colours. I like that one in the middle top row, the dark green and black. Green is my favourite colour, and that's a very nice one. A very nice one. The one at the front right isn't too bad either. The old white and blue. That's pretty nice. I didn't know that you could hover over an Imgur image in chat and have it pop up. That's cool. You don't have to click on the link. Fantastic. Fantastic. 9 weeks. Holy shit. We almost hit 40 viewers earlier, and I refuse to believe it until I see the evidence in the stats after the fact. Let's let these migrants get on board. Once again, I've been paused for what seems like an age, and precisely fuck all has happened in that time. Ah, now we've got that meeting hall. Look at them. They don't just sit there on the edge of the map waiting for something to happen. They actually stream in, like good little dwarves. Ah, my sweet, sweet dwarves. Okay. What am I going to do with this? I mean, hello. What's this? Is that a mood? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that a purple one? No? It's not a mood. let's check Dwarf Therapist, just in case we have got some lads in a mood. Read the dwarves. Won't sort by nickname. There we go. Let's have a little peeky poo and see if anyone is in a moody moo. Oh my god, what am I talking? Why am I talking like that? Well, we've got Assen here, who's currently very unhappy and has sunk into depression. That's them, right? Assen? Yeah, Assen Oil Hearts, that's the one. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We haven't actually got anyone in a mood. I thought I'd completely missed a mood and we were in deep shit. Oh, 71 dwarves, that's a good point. Let's check our new migration wave. Who have we got? 10 of the little devils. We've got a carpenter, a novice bower. We've got some masonry, stone detailing and stone crafting in the mix. Very nice. What have we got here? What's this skill? Blacksmithing. We're getting quite a few metal workers turning up. I'm assuming it's the Magma Forge. I bet they're all pretty excited about it. Oh, Magma Forges, you say? Or rather, let's do it with the cod Scottish accent that people always give dwarves. Oh, Magma Forges, you say? Aye! Ooh! That's how they talk in all the movies, isn't it? So, what's this? We've got a spear dwarf, but none of them have any kills, which is okay. Hold on a fucking moment. What's this? We've got a purple lad. Does that... He's the mayor. Okay, that's the designation for mayor, not the designation for a weird creature or a vampire. Whew, whew. Moment of panic there. Okay, so we've dealt with that. Let's unpause it again and see what happens. Corpses. Corpses, corpses, corpses. I can smell corpses. Decaying corpses. Let's designate them as a group. DB. And is it D? DBD for dump? No, they're already designated for dumping. Why won't people chuck the bones of their ancestors into the volcano when I ask them to? It's a perfectly reasonable suggestion. Maybe it's because I didn't take the time to craft a meta-religion in my narrative about it this time. I mean, last time I tried to do that, last time I took the time to give some kind of fluff to it, they refused to throw babies in. I mean, come on. I'm supposed to be some kind of god, aren't I? Is that what's going on? Macho's throwing a tantrum again. Macho. Macho, macho, macho. Always with the tantrums. Dear, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Does anybody know if dwarfs socialise in diagonally adjacent squares? I'd be willing to bet that that sentence has never been spoken out loud or typed into any kind of medium ever before. That feels to me like a unique first-time sentence. It has that ring of it. It has that ring to it. Science thinks they do, so he's obviously thought about it before. Ooh, ship me a second, they're coming. Probably won't get to me around Christmas. Well, that'll be nice for Christmas time, wouldn't it? That's true. Dwarf Fortress does have quite a lot of power to produce unusual phrases. It does. I mean, just within its mechanics, it produces a number of unusual phrases, but just people talking about it does produce even weirder phrases. Someone stumbling around obliviously. What's all that about? How am I supposed to deal with these corpses? Does anybody have good advice for corpse management? I mean, they are driving my dwarves absolutely to the depths of despair. And, you know, I've tried designating them for dumping in the magma. Actually, I really haven't tried that much, have I? I probably could have tried a bit harder. The game generally treats diagonals as normal. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Perilous 3D. You're more than welcome to the chuckles. You're more than welcome. I have to say, streaming is weird because I'm sitting here in my front room just babbling away to a camera, and although I can read what's going on in chat and I can hear when chat's moving because I've got that tippy-tappy sound effect on, you genuinely don't know what's landing and what's not. There have been times where I've said stuff and I've thought either that was hilariously funny, genius level comedy, or I've basically ended my ability to go online without being harassed. So, you know, you'll have to see. Those of you who aren't regulars here probably should be introduced at some point to the Triangle of Trouble. Essentially, it's like the fire triangle where you need fuel, air and heat to start a fire, but it's the kind of a triangle that sort of like describes the required elements for a ban from Twitch. We have the dark corner, the dark place, where, you know, I say dark stuff and go too dark. We have the pink corner, which is full of willies and boobies, and then we've got the brown place, which I think you can probably get. Yeah? You know what the brown place is all about. Effluvia. Things that come from the body. Anyway, enough of that. Be warned, this has been an unusually light stream for that kind of thing. So, you know, be prepared. I may say something that just makes you melt like a Nazi at the end of Indiana Jones. I mean, be prepared. I have said horrible things on stream. Let's unpause it again and let this carry on for a bit, because the recording has now reached an hour and 10 minutes, which basically guarantees nobody will watch it. But, you know, whatever. I'm sure there's going to be someone on YouTube at some point who'll come across it and go, yeah, I'll watch this. This feels like my kind of thing. Maybe. Maybe. Classically, though, my longer videos perform very poorly. Mind you, that's not much different from the normal videos on the channel. It's only, weirdly, my nightmare difficulty blind run of Alien Isolation that ever really performs super well. And even years after doing it, I still get people commenting on it going, oh, I love this series, thanks for doing it. And I'm like, why? Why is it so much better than everything else I've done? I don't know. Well, there you go. I'm sure I'll figure it out a while. Eventually. Oh my goodness. I put them on while sleeping. The old streams and stuff. Presumably. Yeah, that must be a bit shit, having PTSD. I reckon I would fare badly dealing with that kind of thing. I'm not the greatest person when it comes to... I used to work for a company called GlaxoSmithKline, and it was like one of my first proper jobs out of school, and I got really depressed while I was doing it. I genuinely hated it beyond sense. It was just maddening for me, and they actually sent me to one of their staff counsellors, and I have never been so disappointed in the efficacy of any kind of medical or otherwise intervention. I mean, going to therapy was painful. I just told them I felt better so I didn't have to go anymore, and then I quit. God, I hated that job. Still, there you go. Well, Sarge, I hope it improves. I don't know anything really about PTSD other than the sort of basic tropes that you see in everyday media, so I can't really offer any advice or help, but I can offer good tidings and hope for the future. So fingers crossed everything gets better. Everything gets better, and you don't devolve into crazed madness. Let's be careful. I was about to stray into dangerous territory there, not only risking making jokes and light of people's mental health, but talking about things that probably are going to take us to the dark place, which is a bad idea. No, it's not a downer, Sergeant Indy. Well, I mean, it's a downer for you, obviously, but, you know, much as it saddens me that you have that, you know, at least you're here. Where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? I'm dancing on thin ice. It's like somebody has put a little... No, that's not a good analogy either in the situation. God damn it. I've got to be careful here. I've got to be a good boy, a nice man, a pleasant fella. Anyway, let's unpause this. I don't know why I paused it. Oh yeah, we're still dealing with the corpse issue. Every time I look at chat, I pause it, I unpause it, I look at the corpses and go, oh yeah, they're still there, what do I do? And then we pause it and look at chat again. It's been a very cyclical stream, hasn't it? Incredibly cyclical. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We have to do something. There has to be one more thing done in the fortress before I call time on the stream. Has anybody got any good suggestions? Other than moving the corpses, because apparently I've missed any good suggestions that were in chat. You know what? Actually, science, seeing you used to have night terrors as a kid, there are two nightmares I've had in my entire life that have stayed with me. because they were so bad. I mean, I recently had one where I was stuck on the outside of the Shard in London, the big tall building in London, one of the glass panels without any kind of ropes or anything, and just stuck on by the sheer like sweatiness of my palms, and that was terrifying. But that's not relevant. The two that have stuck with me through my life, one when I was very young. I don't know how old I was, probably somewhere around 5, 6, 7, something like that. But I had a dream which somehow in my mind had the concept of asking the Sphinx for wishes, and then the Sphinx turned into a Sphinx version of Thomas the Tank Engine, and when it granted my wish, it deliberately misinterpreted it, which led to one of the tripods from the BBC TV series The Tripods reaching down, picking me up and putting me inside its vehicle casing into a vat of green goo. And at that age, no matter how abstract it was, that dream was very terrifying. But as an adult, the most terrifying dream I've ever had, and those of you who are long-time viewers will have heard this story before. In fact, I've told this like, if anyone starts talking about dreams, almost certainly I'm going to tell this story. But this dream was the most terrifying dream I ever had. There was a monkey, like a macaque or something, a small monkey, just about maybe that tall. And I was trying to restrain it because the thing was hell-bent on grabbing my testicles and popping them with its hands. But the thing was, because it was so wriggly and lithe, every time I captured it and had its arms pinned down, it would just pull them out or go with its little feet. So I couldn't lift it up above my head because it would wiggle down, and oh my God. I woke up from that dream just drenched in sweat and absolutely terrified. I literally looked under the covers for a monkey. Anyway, back to business as usual. The Tripods was a great series when I was a kid. In fact, the only other BBC series from that period I really remember fondly as well was The Triffids. I don't know how good it actually was because I watched it as a kid, but I remember it being fantastic. Oh, people are stumbling around oblivious, and somebody needs logs. Well, we can designate some trees to be cut down. How bad is this? I mean, in terms of pure Dwarf Fortress playing, I understand. I know this stream is not fantastic, but hopefully you've had a little bit of entertainment from the inane babble that's been pouring from my lips. Hopefully, that would be nice. Fingers crossed. But if you haven't, then I apologise. And furthermore, wonder very strongly why you're still here. Not enjoying it. You don't have to stay. You really don't. It's not required. It's not mandatory. Oh, imagine if I could make it mandatory to watch my streams. Oh, I don't know if I would, though. I feel like that would be received poorly by the populace. Oh, hello. That's it. The wood's being chopped down. That's good. That's good. Coffins. Let's pop some coffins down. That's it. Yes, I have actually built a shitload of coffins. I just remembered. BN, is it? There we go. Burial receptacles. Oh, the music stopped. There we go. Hopefully I can fill in the background. I'll start it again. Oh, will I? Will I start it again? Because we are so very close to the end of the stream. I can already feel, you know, when you get super tired and you get that cold feeling. You're not actually cold, but it feels like your insides are getting chilly. You know that feeling? Or am I the only person who gets that when they're tired? But that's starting to creep in. I'm starting to feel it on my back and my shoulders. But hey, I'm having fun. And if there's one thing I am known to sacrifice sleep for, it's fun. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Well, barring any unfortunate dying in the night. But let's not dwell on that kind of thing, because that's classic Dark Place. Classic Dark Place. Arm stand? Can I get rid of that? No? There we go. Remove construction. Bingo. Okay, so there's the coffins. We'll get those in. Oh, stretchy. Stretchy. Oh, God. I am definitely going to need to have a good stretch. Well, it was going to be the bar stockpile, but now that we're building the proper fortress on the other side of the volcano, I kind of feel like this is going to end up being the graveyard, and we'll make stockpiles for bars and stuff we've made out of metal elsewhere. I mean, we really only put that magma forge there as a an emergency measure to stop someone going crazy. So it's okay. It's all fine. It's all fine. Is that what that was? He looked like he carried a stone through it. Stone through what now? Oh. So that's the one downside. I say the one downside. The major downside to Twitch chat is when you sit there having a little waffle, you have a little jibber jabber, you just prattle on, and people respond to it in chat. But because I've been sitting there going for so long, I look over there and the context for what people have said has just gone whee straight over my head, and I end up sitting there racking my brains trying to figure out what people mean. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Perilous. Don't worry about it. It's just a thing that happens on Twitch, I find. Then again, maybe the good streamers, they know what they're doing. They've figured it out. They've got techniques to deal with it. Whereas me, down here in the scrub leagues, we just sit here and waffle for hours. Okay, that's the graveyard done. We probably need to designate these for burial, don't we? Yes, we do. B, 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 B. Sorry, I won't keep saying what buttons I'm pressing. It's going to get very annoying very quickly. Da, da, da. I don't, oh God, I am actually resisting the urge to spring into song. I was about to sing Country Roads. My son has got very into the song Country Roads lately. He made us listen to it in the car while we waited for the other half to come out of work, and boy, it's a sticker. It sticks in your mind, doesn't it? Sticks in your mind. I also have to be careful not to sing the rather blue version that I invented with all sorts of other words swapped out. Not least because I don't want my kids repeating it. Good God, no. Where were we? There we go. So the corpses are going downstairs. You going to bring the corpses down, lads? What the hell is this, mother? Look at this. We've got a freaking invader of some description. Oh, it's a troglodyte. Not even worth getting worked up about. Let's go down and check our cage traps. Did they ever get installed? Did they ever get installed? What? How did a troll get on the other side of the cage traps? Oh, you cheeky little fucker. Oh. How did you do that? He's a deft little lad, isn't he? A nimble fella. Dancing past the traps. How did he manage that? Not sure I approve of that, but oh well. What can we do? Never mind. Never mind. Hello, Cupo. Welcome back. Just so long as he doesn't actually want to go to West Virginia. God, I don't know. I never asked him, but I doubt it. I'm not even sure he has a concept of where West Virginia is as a place. Certainly, I don't think he could name very many US states, for sure. Is there an East Virginia? Or did they just mean the western part of Virginia? Because I know there's a North and South Dakota. In fact, is that the only sort of cardinal directionally split set of states? Do you have any East-West states? I can't think of any. There's not like East California, West California. Obviously not California, but whatever, you know what I mean. West Virginia is a Civil War breakoff from Virginia. Oh, okay, so West Virginia is an actual state. Oh, that would be a really good answer on Pointless. That would be a fucking fantastic answer on Pointless. Well, that's the thing. I think that a lot of the places that people sort of deride in the United States are usually like gorgeous when it comes to the landscape, right? They look pretty nice, or they've got something interesting about them. People always berate Florida for its, madness and criminality, but the Everglades, beautiful little place, and all sorts of interesting stuff down there. And likewise, a lot of the rural states are very, very pretty. I hear, is it Idaho that's very flat? Is that the one that's very flat? I'm not sure. Something to do with potatoes, if I remember rightly. I'm not very familiar with the United States, I have to say. I've never been there and probably never will get to go there. Seems highly unlikely. It's an expensive trip. East Virginia is just Virginia. Okay, well, so there is an East and West one. So you got the Dakotas, top and bottom, and the Virginias, side to side. Very interesting. I am learning. And what's more, surprisingly, about the real world, not actually the dwarven world. Very unusual. Very unusual. Florida man is in a fey mood. It's probably all the meth. Kansas. Kansas is the flat one. Ah, of course, because the Wizard of Oz and the Twister and the witch. Obviously, the witch isn't in Kansas because, like, very sort of like iconically, they're not in Kansas anymore. Anyway, I've driven through Kansas. It's ridiculously flat. Anyway, Cupo, sorry to interrupt you. Are you streaming tonight? Because I am just about to end the stream, and if you aren't, I am going to raid one of the two other guys who are currently streaming. Can anybody vouch for either of these two lads, assuming Cupo's not streaming, Luticor or Grey Dark Jester? They're both streaming at the moment. Oh shit, hang on. Whoa, stop it! My phone's going berserk. Right, calm down. Yeah, these two fellas. Can anybody vouch for either of those, or shall we? We'll go and raid Cupo. It won't be much of a surprise. It's like getting a Christmas present you already knew was coming. But we'll raid Cupo. We'll give him a couple of minutes to get cracking, and then we'll raid him in a second. Other than that, those of you on YouTube, sorry for that very pedestrian ending to the stream. I'm getting tired. Things get a little bit weird and loose at the end of the stream. Thank you very much for watching, YouTubers, and I'll see you in the next one.